Hey guys, back with another video. Wanted to talk a little bit about bullets today. I'm doing my 6mm series, my 6 BRA. I've got a bunch of different bullets that I've been shooting over the years, and I'm not going to really say which bullet is the best bullet because they're all good. All of them work great. Got some Berger 105s. Some Roy Hunters, they're 103s I believe, some Vapor Trails, they're 103s, and some Barts, those are 103s. So these are the ones I've been testing and shooting, and it's kind of funny, one barrel I like one bullet and another barrel I like another bullet, and they're all really good and really consistent. And sometimes I go through agonizing testing to try to figure out which one is exactly the best one. When I went to nationals this year, I didn't know which bullet I wanted to shoot until the day of the match. I went all the way down there, and everything I tested, everything was coming out exactly the same. I couldn't tell the difference, and I was just shaking my head. I didn't know which ones to use. So it just came down to the day before the match. I took them out and I shot them all one more time, and the day before, one bullet was looking way better than the rest, so I just shot that one. But through all the testing I'd done up to that point, everything looked great. So I could have been just fine with any of them, I guess. But these custom bullets, Roy Hunters and Vapor Trails and Barts, they'll cost you a little bit more than the Bergers. And the Bergers, I know lots of guys that shoot those, and I don't shy away from the Berger 108 also. The Berger 108, a lot of the guys at the local matches shoot those and do really well. And so Berger 108s and Varget seem to be, you know, a real popular thing amongst the local shooters here, and everybody shoots real well with them. I got into these custom bullets because, you know, guys were bragging them up, saying they were the best thing since sliced bread, and a lot of guys have won championships with the Vapor Trails. Really good bullets, you know. Tom Jacobs makes those, and a great guy, you know. He's got his range out there, and yeah, really good bullets. I know Jeff Locke's won the nationals a couple times at 600s with the Vapor Trails. The Roy Hunters, a good friend of mine, Craig Matthew, he set the long range national score, aggregate score with these bullets. The Barts bullets, I've had my most success with the Barts myself. So it all depends on you and your barrel. So as far as the 600-yard nationals go, I've won 3 years in a row with Barts. But there's other guys that have won with these other ones. It just depends on your barrel, your setup, everything you're doing with your reamer and all that. And so the reason I put them all out here is the general theme, like I keep telling everybody, is you got to do your own testing. You have to test it. You can't just listen to one guy and say, hey, that worked great for him, I'm going to go do the same thing, and ignore all your own testing. That's why I say I usually burn up a barrel, because I'm out trying all this stuff, trying different bullets, different neck tensions, different everything, trying to get the sweetest spot, so when I get to nationals, I'll know for myself what is working for me. But your reamer is different than my reamer, you know. Your barrel might have a different twist rate than my barrel. All of these things that go into play, you know. So your different lot of powder compared to my lot of powder, all of this stuff. I mean, I was shooting one lot of powder and it was shooting great. I ran out of that lot. I thought I'll just go get some more, a whole different lot, and it shot completely different. It didn't even like the bullet that I was shooting. So I had to play around with it and find a different bullet that it liked better. You know, and sometimes you just got to go away from that powder altogether and try a different powder. So that's where all this testing's coming into play. It just, I'm always testing, trying to figure out what's best. And if you find something that works good, if you can get a lot of it so it'll last you a long time, then that's a bonus. But it's pretty tough, especially in lots of powder, if you don't know right off the bat that's a good lot, that's the one you want. And buy a whole bunch of it, it's real tough. You know, you get a jug of it, and then, you know, next time you go to buy some more, it's a whole different lot. So that's why, you know, it's good for a year or two, but then you're back to testing again and trying to figure out what's going to work for next year. So every year it's a whole another can of worms. Even if you got the same type of barrel, same reamer, same all that stuff, if you start switching lots of bullets can kind of go through the same thing. You know, if you get a particular bullet that's shooting really well for me, and then all of a sudden you get a whole nother lot from a whole nother year, and it's not exactly the same. I know firsthand from making my own bullets. I've got bullet making die out there, and I make a lot of short range bullets and stuff like that, and every time I set up everything, it's the same die, same everything, but I might have just a little slightly different turn on that die, and the bullets just come out slightly different, and they fly slightly different. And so it's the same thing with these guys making all of these. I mean, I'm sure they go through the same deal. They got everything set up, but you know, dies don't last forever. You got to make adjustments, all that kind of stuff. Different amounts of lube and different kinds of lube can change things as well. So testing, more testing, all the way down to the range. And try, you know, what I like to do if I'm a new lot of powders, I bring all of the bullets, I load them all up, and I go shoot them all right off the bat and see which one's looking good, and try to narrow it down real quick instead of testing all of the tests with all of the bullets. You know, hopefully what I did last year comes right in and I don't have to mess with it, but it doesn't. Then I start messing around with the other stuff to see if I can't get something to work better. So yeah, it's kind of how that goes. Hopefully my camera setup's working better. I made some adjustments on that darn thing so it quit clicking all over the place and then readjusted itself, and hopefully I've got that figured out better, I hope. If not, I'll go get another camera eventually, but trying to work with this one for a while, but hopefully it's not clicking around and adjusting like it was. And I got that external microphone on there now, so hopefully the audio is better than what it was. So hopefully this will help some of you guys. Lots of bullet choices out there. I didn't even get into a bunch of other ones, Sierras and Hornadies and all kinds of less expensive bullets out there, and a lot of them work just fine, depending on what you're trying to do. I don't necessarily run out there and start fire forming with all these expensive custom made bullets. You know, I find the cheapest bullet I can find just to go out there and do my fire forming. I make a lot of my own bullets for that because I can make them a whole lot cheaper. So that's what I do for fire forming. I don't usually use these things until I start testing for, you know, total accuracy, but a lot of less expensive bullets out there for doing that kind of thing. So hopefully that'll help you guys. These parts, awesome. These Roy Hunters, they're really awesome too. They were running neck and neck in my barrel this year. Last year, these Vapor Trails, the barrel I had last year, was working really well. Shot a bunch of matches with the Vapor Trails and did well. So the Berger VLDs and hybrids, they're real good too. There's nothing wrong with those. So it just depends on what match you're looking at, what distance you're looking at, and all of that stuff. 1,000 yards, you're trying to get your bolt to hang in there at 1,000 yards. I've had different success with different bullets here for 1,000s as opposed to 600, as opposed to 300. So some of them carry the accuracy a lot further than the other ones. That's another thing I've noticed. And that's not changing powders or anything. That's just the way the bullet flies and how well they impact the target at different distances. So, but all of them will work out to 600. I can pretty much guarantee that. Trying to get to 1,000, some of them open up a little more than others. So that's something you got to play with and test and all that good stuff. So that's enough for this video. Thanks a bunch. Please like and subscribe. Have a good one.